Good morning, happy Friday. So Proverbs 3, 9 and 10 says, honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruits of all thine increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. So we get some principles here regarding giving. What is our substance? What is our substance? So very quickly, it's our being, it's our body, it's our benefits, our being. Mark 12:30 tells us, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. This is our substance with all of our being. Like, God wants all of us, not just a piece of us, not just a part of us. He wants all of us, and that's where I go into our body. He wants our being, he wants our body. And Romans 12, 1 and 2 says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service, and be not transformed or conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. He wants us to give service to him with our body. He wants us to be transformed in our mind. He wants us to present our bodies a living sacrifice. You think about all the things that we can do for him physically, all the things that we can do for him with our being, right? Spiritually, all the things we can do for him physically. And then thirdly, our benefits. 2 Corinthians 9, 7, every man according as he has purpose in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. So then we have our actual fruits, our substance, our first fruits, those physical things, those benefits, those blessings, really the things that he gives us. We're able to honor him by giving those things back, and it pleases him when we sacrifice. It pleases him when we obey, pleases him when we do these things. So I'm just thinking right out loud this morning, what we have to offer the Lord. A couple thoughts come to mind. First of all, it's a continual thing. We can always, from start to finish, offer substance, ourselves, our first fruits, our being, our body, and our benefits. So Lord, it's continual. It's not a one and done. It's a lifetime thing, because simply he's worthy. God is worthy of us to give and give and give and give and give. Next, it's contextual. And so what I mean is it's according to what God instructed. If you read throughout, you see that he wants us to give praise and thanksgiving. He wants us to lift our hands. He wants us to give of the tithe. He wants us to give above that offering. There's so many things, and I'm not talking about like all the ceremonial, laws and all the different types of offerings and things that the New Testament mentions for the Israelites, but we have opportunity also to give, all right? But it needs to be contextually. I think about the two guys who gave strange fire. I think about those who try to even offer their money, like Ananias and Sapphira. Like, there's so many times that people try to give and they didn't do it correctly. God desires us to have right motives. He desires us to give not only out of obedience and out of love, but out of what thus saith the Lord, out of instruction. And then thirdly, what is excuse me, our giving. It more than compensates. So it can be continual, and it should be contextual, but then in general, our giving, our blessing, our first fruits, our substance, what we sacrifice and offer to God, it more than compensates. And he tells us in 2 Corinthians, really, I think 8 through 11, God is able to make, so here's how it compensates. Yes, we can have physical blessings. Those are great, but I want you to think about the Beatitudes this morning. First of all, blessed are they that mourn, blessed are the peacemakers, blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are those that hunger and thirst after righteousness. Those are great blessings, and they don't seem beneficial, but they truly are, especially one day in heaven. But he tells us here that God is able to make all grace abound towards you. That's a blessing. That you have always having all sufficiency in all things, to have your needs supplied, for him to be our sufficiency, may abound to every good work, right? He enables us, we know, through the Spirit of God. He says, in fact, if we ask of the Spirit, he'll give them to us. Like, he's a good father. He's going to give us those things that we ask to him, especially when they're according to his will. In fact, he promises that he'll answer those prayers that are according to his will. So it says, as it is written, he hath dispersed abroad, he hath given to the poor, his righteousness remaineth forever. Now he that minister seed to the sower, both minister bread for your food, and multiply your seed sown, and increase the fruits of your righteousness, being enriched in everything to all bountifulness, which causeth through us thanksgiving to God. Do you see? This is more than compensating. Like, his reward, if you want to say, his favor, his compensation for what we offer and give is so much greater than what we put in, than just our being, and then just our body, and then just our benefits. Like, he compensates above and beyond also. And then lastly, he tells us in 1 Timothy 4:15, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. God desires to bless us. Remember, it says, so shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. God wants to fill us full spiritually first and foremost, but he also wants to show others that newness, that new wine, this new thing that he's doing in and through us. And he can do that when we give him our substance and our first fruits. All right, so be blessed.